Hi, can you see me now? Am I visible? Radhika? God.
Yes, you are visible, Mr. Akash.
Yeah. Okay, hi.
Hello.
There was some, yeah. Am I audible as well?
Yes, you are.
Okay, great. Sorry for this mishap. There's some weird things sometimes happen with this, computer and all technology. But I think we are all ready. Can I request, I don't have the name, BH, to switch on your camera, please? Radhika, can you make me a host? I think I am unable to do that, or I'll have to join from another account, I think. I think now it should work. I'll have to join from another account.
Mr. Akash, I have made you the host.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just one quick minute, please.
Yeah.
I'll switch off the camera one second. Ajo. Yeah, it is working. Yeah. Okay, I think we're all good now. We can begin. You can hear me? Am I audible?
Yes, we can. Yes.
Okay. Can I request Prakash and BH to switch on your cameras? That will be a request. Uh, just want to make sure that we have a more interactive session. Hi, Prakash. I can't hear you. Think it's not.
Yeah. Hello,
Yeah.
Akash.
Hi,
Yeah,
Prakash.
can you hear me now?
I can, yes. Prakash, are you joining from the Beam family, Beam Meditation family?
Yes.
Okay. I think we had a conversation
Uh,
sometime back, right?
yeah. Yes. Just now you
Okay.
forward
Okay.
the
Okay.
link to join
Okay.
this.
Okay. Great.
Yeah.
Nice to have you. Great. Welcome. And for BH,
Thank
okay,
you.
what's your name? Okay, fine. That's okay. You can hear me. That's great. So can you share? Just unmute yourself. Let's hear you, Basma. Yeah, welcome, Basma. Let's hear you.
Hello.
Yeah. Hi, Basma.
Hi,
Welcome.
Akash. Hi.
Welcome to the session.
Thank you.
And is this the first time that you have joined?
No, I think I attended another of your sessions before, but it was a while ago.
Okay. And all right, great. So welcome. That's
Thank you.
great to have all of you. Would you like to share a little about yourself? Anything just to be known? It's a choice.
I'm on the Beam group. I'm currently in Egypt. I don't know what else what else should I say? I'm not
That's
sure.
fine. Yeah, that's
Okay.
fine. Anything that you wish to, that's fine.
Thank you.
Yeah. And I would request all of you to switch on your camera. That makes the session more interactive, and it has a more, strong connect. It'll be
I
more
just don't
effective
have
as
that.
well.
I don't have that
Yeah,
the
that's
thing
okay,
I'm using.
Basma. Yeah, I understand. Yeah, you just shared about it, so it's
Yeah.
okay. You have an
Okay.
issue, no problem. But the intention is that it's an interactive session, and it'll be great that we can look at each other, and it can work very fast, and it will be more effective. Yeah, it's not a one-way session, so I would love to interact with you. So that's the intention. Okay, uh, let's begin. So yeah, please take a moment if you would like to share anything, Radhika, Prakash, whatever, if you wish to. Would you like to share
What's the
anything?
duration of this? What's the duration of this session?
It's 1.5 hours. We would be finishing in the Indian time by 2 p.m.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
Actually, I just logged in because Lena is a good friend of mine and she had sent it on a group. And I was just
Okay.
wondering what is the invitation. So I just logged in.
Okay, sure.
So,
Thank you so much. And
so
I
if I
understand there was an initial mishap, so I apologize for that.
so if I
Uh,
just have to leave in between, do I have the permission to leave in between?
you can leave any point of time, and feel free to do that, whatever is fine with you. Absolutely.
Yeah, sure.
My request was to switch on the camera because it makes it more interactive, and that's also a
Oh,
choice.
that's okay.
You don't have to.
Just in case
That's
I
my
need to,
experience.
yeah, in case I,
Yeah,
yeah,
okay.
thank you. Thank you so much.
You
can
feel
get
free,
started with the session.
be how you want to be over here. So would you like to say
No, nothing.
anything?
1:30, I have to go for lunch. So that's the reason why, I mean, my family thing. So now I was free. So I just logged on till 1:30.
Okay,
Yeah.
sure,
So
sure.
thank you so much. Yeah.
You're
Let's
welcome.
continue.
Sure. Anything else you would like to share? Okay, fine. Okay, Prakash, anything you would like to share?
Yeah, just I want to share. I'm from Hyderabad, and last in GFSS in Bangalore, I met you. I hope
Yes,
we
yes,
are we have good time that time. So
yes, yes.
thank you for inviting me, Akash. So
Okay.
you carry on one.
Okay.
Yeah, thank
Okay.
you.
Good. Great. Thank you all for coming and being part of this session. You being here says something about you. It says that you are also on the path to discover who you are and why are you here on the planet. And I feel this is one of the most important question we can ask to ourselves. I have been very intrigued and very fascinated with this question. Who am I? And I invite you to be present to this question along the path while we are on this short duration of 1.5 hour. The question is, who am I and why am I here? And if you wish, you want to share to answer to this question, you're most welcome to do that as well, right? And but I'll leave you with this question and let that be on the back burner of your mind while you're present here. Who am I and why am I here? Okay. So with that, let's quickly begin today's session. Prakash and Radhika have joined for the first time, but as Basma has joined earlier, so mm, most of you are not familiar. Radhika and Prakash, you're not familiar with, and maybe some of the viewers are not familiar with the Ascended Master teaching. But just to introduce you, Ascended Master teaching has been on this planet from eons, means from the countless number of years. Okay, these teachings have not been inscripted in any of the religious books, as we know, none of them, and that was for the obvious reason, because this information that we have was very easily misused uh, multiple times. If I could quote, in the golden age, uh, much beyond 50,000 years ago, when we had the Sahara, it was called as Sahara Valley, which is very well known as Sahara Desert right now. So, and that time, the Emperor Saint Germain, he was the emperor of that valley, and I'm just sharing that how this information was misused. At that point of time, he was an amazing ruler, emperor, and a lot of great things happened. Just to share with you, like, uh, it was this that particular time when the science technology was it at its peak, and the health uh, domain and the architecture, all these facets were at the top of their existence. Much of those fields, these disciplines are being studied currently as well, and they are being rediscovered. We may not know them, but that's a reality, and we have a lot of evidences to prove that as well, and I've been sharing that in my earlier sessions. So, coming back to the main point, the Ascended Masters' teachings have been there from eons, and one of those instances was around 50,000 years ago in the time of Sahara Valley ruler, when the violet flame was misused. Violet flame is one of the fire which is a gift from God to us, and because it was misused and it was revoked. Violet flame can be used in many ways. I am not sure if you are familiar with violet flame, but violet flame is a gift given to humanity by our Father, Mother God, to help us to transmute our karmas, to help us to resolve any and all issues which could be related to money, which could be related to our health, which could be related to our relationship, success, in general, any aspect of our life. Because violet flame is the shortest distance between a problem and a solution, and it is so fast. It works very fast. The reason it was revoked was because human being, they chose through their free will to misuse it, to create negative karma, and then misuse the violet flame to balance the karma. And very recently, it has been reintroduced around 250 years ago in Chicago, USA, where Godfrey, now who is an ascended master himself, and his twin flame, they received messages from ascended master Saint Germain, and then he guided them how to introduce this violet flame back on the planet. So now we have a whole set of information available. That's a very brief about how the teachings have been there on this planet from eons, and they are the highest order of teachings on the planet Earth. And you're welcome to watch certain my previous videos to get more grounded, and more educate yourself more towards what are these teachings and how have they benefited, and various ways in which we can benefit ourselves, and various different rays. So each ray, I'm using certain words, perhaps I would need to explain you about them. So I would step back and I would say that there are many things that Transcendent Masters have shared with us, and how we originated on this planet Earth. The understanding that we hold is very incomplete, and that is why it would assist you to learn about it in depth. Today is not the time and it is not that subject. And I have shared about this in my earlier sessions, but you're most welcome. If you join the group, I can share the link again, and you can go through those videos. But it's a beautiful thing for you to know, and it really helps for you to know that what is our source from where we came, and that also assists us to get more grounded with who we are and why are we here. These questions make more sense when we know our origin. Okay. And I always love to share this from my open heart. That's my commitment. I'm doing it just out of love. There's no other reason. And I have shared about it, and I would love you to visit one of those videos, spend some time and learn about it, what it is. But today we will be touching upon, this is a new series. We have completed 14 sessions in which we have spoken about the origin of humanity on the planet Earth, which happened eons of years ago, why it happened, and the whole concept of it, and how we can make sense of why we are on the planet. Which means that from the aspect of the creator, the father, mother, God, what is the whole design of humanity. And when we understand that, we understand that we are God, because we are the sons and daughters of God. And nobody told me this. I knew that my blood is my father, my mother, and I have my own genes, my own family. I associate close to my own family, and I still do. It's not that there is any, uh, there's no difference in my affinity with my family. But I never knew my first relationship is with my father, mother, God, the one who created us. And that is why we need to know more about it. So we are the sons and daughters of God, which means we hold the same qualities which God has. But do we relate to each other? Do we relate to ourselves, first of all, as that? I never did at all. I mean, uh, today again, I have to be present that this is who I am, and which makes whole lot of a difference on my presence, on my overall presence and my energy on this planet Earth. So I would request you to take a moment and just be with this statement for just to be, just as a starter, that you, me, we all are sons and daughters of God. I mean, this is so beautiful, you know. Okay, and that's our first relationship. So, okay, great. With that, this new series, we will be touching upon new subjects. Okay, as I said, that we have covered the fundamentals of each ray, each quality of God which is in us, and then we have gone through the assessment and found out which is our dominant ray, and also that helps us to associate close to our soul, our life purpose. And now I am talking about fine tuning on respective qualities. And today's session is about love and joy. Now, all of us know about love and joy, I'm sure, and our definitions are beautiful. Each definition is beautiful. None of them is less. But today, what we are going to be talking is about what does love and joy mean from the eyes of God. Okay, and that's that's our intention to do. That's what we are going to be doing. Okay, so what is love and joy? So, from God's eye perspective, what is love? Love is nothing. Love denotes giving, and love and joy both, they denote giving. Love and joy are connected to each other. So, one cannot exist without another. So, and these both are the qualities of the third ray, which is dominant uh, on the pink flame. Okay, from the threefold flame. Third ray, it denotes the pink flame, and the pink flame is the flame of love. And if you remember from the earlier threefold flame sessions, since it's new for you, threefold flame is a gift which is given to us. Its physical presence is just below our ribs. If you connect our ribs just below, in the center of our chest, if you look at here, look at me, just below the rib, this area, just below the rib, this is the place where the threefold flame exists in us. And threefold flame is our connection with our I am presence. Our physical body has different layers. There are 4 layers that our physical body exists in. Just from the top, the mental, the etheric, the mental, the emotional, and the physical. So each of these layers impact us. Okay, our psychology and our emotions, they impact how we think, how we act, and that is how we produce karmas. And it's quite integrated. We may not see our etheric body, but our etheric body contributes to our the way how we be on the planet. Okay, and each of them have a existence, but we can argue, and I've been explaining this in detail earlier, but I just limit myself to saying that the lower bodies, which are more connected to us in a physical form, starting from the top, is etheric, mental, emotional, and physical. All right, these are the 4 bodies, lower bodies. And the upper 3 bodies, also have been explaining in depth in my previous sessions, are in the sequence from the you know the most connected to our physical body to the least connected to our physical body: our atma, our paramatma, and our causal body. So atman is that is our intermediate, or you can say, call it as transducer. That's an intermediate between our physicalness and our God self. So that this Atman is also called as our consciousness, higher consciousness, or it is also called as our higher mind, or it's also called as our inner child, or our intuitiveness, or it can also be called as our uh, soul. Yeah, the soul, the existence of the soul. So when we say that I can hear my soul, I can hear my inner child, many people have very strong connection with they have abilities with their inner child and their soul, and they listen to it. Their intuitiveness are very strong, but it doesn't matter whether it's strong or not. All of us have that. That's the most important part. Okay, so that is one. And then beyond that is our so beyond that is our paramatma, that is our God self. And the God self is the state, is the motive. That's our goal, to be in that state, being in the state of God self. And we have been in that state very briefly. We visit that state briefly, and there are some saints, they are in the physical plane, who have more, I would say, attainment towards being in that state, that state of being in our God self. And that is a state in which we almost completely become egoless. We are in the state of oneness, complete oneness, right? And uh, that is something which is our goal to be at. And around that we have our qualities. Those are the God qualities. It's a scientific thing, none of that which I'm talking about. Everything that I have spoken, uh, which I'm speaking right now, and which I have referred to about this in my earlier lessons, have a scientific reason, and I have explained every time. I mean, whenever we have touched upon this topic, I've explained about each of these uh, concepts, how they exist, and the explanation of it from the God's eye perspective, and the complete scientific reasoning of it. So these qualities which are surrounding the God self, okay, would like to share a picture with you guys, because I feel that you have to have a look at it, okay, so that it can be more um, you can get more clarity, you can get more perspective towards it. So I'll just quickly share the picture of I am presence. Give me one moment. Okay, so mm, mm. Um, I'm just sharing this picture. Just have a quick look at it. Uh, this is just to make you a little more familiar with what I'm speaking. And omit this symbol. This can be replaced with Christian's cross or Allah's sign, or uh, you know, any other sign, Zoroastrian sign, any sign, Guru Nanak Ji's sign. This only means that this is a state of being at the God state. So I'm here to tell you that I am, that means I am Brahma, I am God. It means that we are God, and that's true because we are. Okay, and if you look at these colors around this, this is a very scientific explanation to this. This picture has been, it has taken a lot of time to come to this picture. It has been transmitted by ascended masters to the messengers, to the adepts who were in the physical realm in the 1950s and between 1950s and 19, around till 2000. And they have passed, they have left the physical plane, but then these teachings, they have been recorded, and this image has come after getting this information, and to reach to this perfect image. Now these round concentric colors you see, they are the spheres, different colors. This is called as causal body, and the causal body is nothing but the God qualities. Okay, so what I was trying to tell you is that each of us, also come back again and have a look at this picture once more, please. If you look at the lowest picture, I was talking about, this is our physical realm in which we exist. The four lower bodies: the etheric, the mental, the emotional, and the physical. I was telling you about this threefold flame. Okay, that was our discussion point right now. Threefold flame is here. Look at my pointer. I don't know if I can highlight this better. I hope you can see this, my mouse, right? Yeah, so this is the threefold flame, and this is the crystal cord. That's the time. This, uh, the whole process of the childbirth is completely guarded by the angels. I have spoken about this in much detail in my earlier sessions. So it's just not a physical phenomena. A mother gives birth, and there's a very clear science and biology study to it, which is true, and we must continue with that knowledge. But the other knowledge which we don't know, which is new to us, is that this childbirth is completely administered by angels. At the time of childbirth, at the time of the inception of the child, crystal cord, this threefold flame is gifted to the child, and that's the time the journey of the humanity starts with their I am presence, uh, lifetime to lifetime. Anyways, coming back to the main point, if you have a question, you can ask me. I'm going to be removing this picture. I can't see the picture. Well, what can I do about it? Basma, tell me if you can see it now. I'm just going to show it briefly, and then we'll move on to the our main topic. Continue with the main topic. Can you see it now, Basma? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Great. So this is what the chart looks like. Okay. And I was explaining about, this is our four lower bodies, as I was explained, and this is the middle body of Atma. This is Paramatma, the center white color emitting light, and then these are the four these are the seven concentric spheres of different colors, is called as causal body. So our threefold flame is directly connected to our I am presence, which is our God self. We call this as God self. Uh, Also in Indian scriptures, we can use the term Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh. Brahma is the creator, Vishnu is a preserver, and Mahesh Shiva. Shiva is the destroyer of the negative energy. Okay, and there's a synonym to that as well. You can use that also. This can also be called as our highest self, God self, Christ self, Buddha self, Guru Nanak self, Muhammad self. You can use whichever name. It doesn't matter. It's just the same. Okay. Now I was talking about the threefold flame. I'll get back to that. Now we were talking about the increase of love. So threefold flame has three plumes. Okay. Please listen to me keenly, because I I have explained a full lecture about threefold flame, and you're most welcome to join the group, and you can get those presentations and videos, and you can go through them and ask questions in the group. Most welcome to do that. Please do that, in fact. But for the moment, just be present to my voice and hear me out keenly, and you'll not feel lost at all. I promise you. Threefold flame is a gift which we have been given by Father, Mother, God, and all the ascended masters. They bow to all humans, because they bow to our I am presence. They bow to our threefold flame. Okay. Now, threefold flame is very, very powerful. In the golden age, which is long, long back, the size of threefold flame was equal to the size of human being. And that time, the size of human being was around 9 feet and above. So threefold flame was the whole size of the human being. And that is why there was a glow, there was an aura of glow around, humans. There are certain humans who still have that, it's called as a halo. Okay. It's a complete, you see Confucius, one of the masters, Lord Lento, who has a yellow color of aura. Guru Nanak Ji, Jesus Christ, many of the masters, they, if you look at their picture, you would see a aura. That aura is nothing but the illumination of the threefold flame. Now threefold flame has three plumes. Plumes is like, three pellets, you can call them, but it's a combination of that. Let me quickly show you the picture of a threefold flame. How does it look? Just to make it clear to you. I never anticipated to use pictures, so I have to search it. But then, yeah, it is there. Have a look at it. Just see. Look at the picture, please. You'll get an idea. Okay. Let me know if you don't see it. So this is a threefold flame. Okay. Now threefold flame has three. These are plumes. Okay. These are plumes. 1, 2, and 3. And this is called as a lobe. LOBE. Now this color signifies, blue color signifies power. This is the color which is yellow and golden. Okay. I'll use the word golden. This golden color, yellow golden color signifies wisdom. And this pink color, this is a very different pink. It's a ruby ray pink. This signifies love. So love, wisdom, and power constitute threefold flame. Okay. Now pay close attention. This is in the center. This is a revolving lobe. Okay. This is of white color. And this is the origin. That's the center point from where when our which is called as the seed of the soul, which was created. It was created from this color. And this is the origin of all the different colors, that 7 rays that we have spoken about in the last couple of sessions. Now I'm going to be removing this picture and coming back to the main topic. Yeah. Now I was telling you about the threefold flame. So these threefold flame has 3 plumes and a lobe, as we were seeing. Now ascended masters have told us that each of these plumes, they complement each other. Now why are we talking about this when we're talking about love? Because the existence of love from the God's eye is very different from the existence of love that we know. The definition of love that we know, completely different, and it's very scientific. Well, Love signifies the increase of these plumes, and they will, you cannot fake it. These plumes will increase or decrease based upon how we operate from our lower bodies to the higher bodies. In simple words, how do we work on our psychology? How do we work on the way we deal with our emotions? How do we deal with the things that we do, the actions that we take? What do we speak? These all things integrate. How do we carry our energy? These all things integrate the growth or the increase or the decrease of these plumes. So the threefold flame, the size of the threefold flame is 1/16th of an inch, and this can be increased with the practice of various things, of increasing our love. And I will explain you what I mean by increasing our love, and how do we increase our wisdom and our power, all that. But just to understand the concept, these three plumes complement each other. The blue, the pink, the yellow. The blue is for power, the pink is for love, and the yellow is the blue is for power, the yellow is for wisdom, and the pink is for love. So how does these three colors complement each other? When one increases, the other two also increase. But there are effort that are required by us. But just for the understanding purpose, we increase love in us by increasing the size of these plumes. And correspondingly, the other two plumes also increase. Okay. This increases the God quality. We're talking about God quality. We're talking about God love, and these are the virtues that we want to aspire to develop in us. Okay, with the same token, if we don't increase them, we do the opposite of what is required to be done from the God's eye perspective, then these decrease. The threefold flame decreases, and people have reached to a stage where their threefold flame has diminished. That is the time when we say that this person's flame has extinguished, this person's spark has extinguished. And certain people, and quite in depth explanation has already been given in earlier sessions, I'm going to just touch upon these people. They actually become we have heard them, we have heard saying these words, that some people have become heartless, or some people have become soulless. It's very closely connected with the soul also. Meaning is, being soulless is that their threefold flame has been extinguished. They feel no more the pain of another, to the extent that feel no more their own pain. They actually encourage, they really hold their pain in a more I would say likable manner. They become more addicted to living in pain, and encouraging pain, and really palping the pain inside them, inculcating the pain in them. Okay, and that's what happens. Yeah, but the good news and bad news is that this is a very low state of life. People live in this life almost with all the complaints, and eventually get a lot of ailments. The body starts showing up different ailments, different diseases. It reflects in the form of bad relationships, so and so forth. Everything that we can think of, and I've really spoken in quite depth in the last 7 sessions about 7 rays. The various so many different perversions and bad qualities, they start to happen, and at some degree we are also dealing with that negative energy at the same time. But then yes, the threefold flame can increase and decrease with the same token. Now love has multifacets. Okay, I'm going to the little next level. At a human level, we know about love. It exists with our family members, and then we go further to our neighbors and societies, and eventually the country and the whole universe. What is God love? Let me talk about that. In the definition of from ascended master's perspective, God love means that we need to understand the love that we understood in our past is incomplete. That's not enough, because we were not taught, because the people who were teaching us, whoever, our family or guru, or maybe our teachers, they never knew about it. And that is why it's very important to know that many of the people who we probably would have followed, okay, call them as mentor or guru or what name we want to give them, didn't also fully understand, or they might not be on the true path, okay, and they believed love and from the perspective of an object, okay. So irrespective of that, in God's love, it simply means true love is singular. There is nothing negative to it. There is no hatred. It's only one. There is only one truth, okay. Everything was created inside of love. Now this is what the teaching of ascended masters is. This information, it's directly transmitted from God through ascended masters to the human beings. There is only one truth, and that is oneness, and that is basically the creation which happened, basically the manifestation from the non-existence, from the unmanifest, from the the complete emptiness to creation, to the creative impulse. The whole cosmos which got created is the act of love. There are synonyms to love. One of the synonym is light. So you can replace the word love with light also. But this act is basically the act of love. Okay. I want to just tell you that true love is singular. It is not dual. It has no dualness in it. It always points to our highest self, which is our God self. Okay. There is no hatred or jealousy and whatever so forth in true love. Love is unconditional. It is absolute. And that's what God gives us. And that is what is present in all of us. We just need to know it. We just need to practice it. That's all it is. Yeah. Now, how do we practice? How do we practice true love? First of all, we must know. Please hear this very carefully. I'm sharing whatever I'm talking today is coming from Ascended Masters, and I'm not going to be using my statements just to avoid my own understanding. Uh, yes, I will share my examples wherever I have experienced things from directly from myself, and I encourage you, and that's very much encouraged by Ascended Masters to share your experiences, because only through that are we able to demonstrate and others can learn. There's no other way. We can't read books and get enlightened. We can't read books and make these kind of leaps and uh, big leaps and big jumps in this direction of spirituality. Now, I was talking about how to practice true love. The way we practice true love is first learn the motive of our heart. What do you mean by motive of your heart? Well, is the motive pure? I'll tell you what I mean. Until the heart is impure, the motive cannot be pure. Okay, simple, very simple, right? But what do you mean by that? Motive of our heart is always mixed with duality, because we have lived a life of mixed DNA, right? We have negative forces inside. That is basically our, it's called as dweller on the threshold, because we have mixed DNAs from lifetimes. We have, though we come from Father, Mother, God, we are sons and daughters of God. In lifetimes, we have had association with uh, fallen angels, and our DNAs have been mixed up. And there's very huge science to it, a very deep science to it, but I'm just limiting it here. Our DNAs are been mixed up from lifetimes to lifetimes. So we have been feeding onto it, to that energy. So that it makes us very negative with respect from the perspective of God's qualities, right? So what do we do about it? So how do we make sure that the motive of our heart is pure? At that point of time, there are multiple ways. One of them is to do decrees. I don't know if Basma, are you aware of decrees? But for Prakash and Radhika, since you are new, decrees are a different form of prayers. They're just not done. Are you familiar with decrees, Radhika? Prakash? Acha. Okay. Okay.
No, Akash. I want to learn those things.
Yeah. So,
And I am on the same page which you were saying.
okay.
I'm
Okay.
understanding.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Great. Thank you so much. So I'll briefly tell you, decrease is nothing but it's a form of prayer which has been there from eons. But in the last 250 years, this has been reintroduced to the planet Earth, okay, to humans. And decrease is a set of prayers that we do, but we do not do it the way we have been, the way we have learned to pray. And the way we pray, all of us know, is by maybe holding our hands like this, or whatever we do, but we are in the mode of request, right? It's basically we have to, be in a state where we are requesting God to give whatever we desire, and because there is something that there is less with us, and God can provide us, so we are requesting God, and we are ready to go through all the kind of hurdles or whatever it takes for us to do it. So we are ready to repay for getting God's blessings. Yeah. So we might ask for forgiveness, or we might do certain things to help to clarify our whatever mistakes that we have done. For example, decrees don't work like this. Decrees, and we have to understand, when I'm talking about this, it's not from our human level of understanding, but since I have practiced it, so I can tell you. And like that I've also heard, so you can, when you understand, you can share with anybody. I mean, you and me are just the same. There are few things which I'm learning and I'm sharing with you, but at the same time we are in the same level, okay? And you might know few things more, in fact, and this is something which I know a little bit and I'm sharing with you. So you just need to, we just need to uh, take what we are receiving and practice it for ourselves. That's the whole idea. Now, what do I know? What do we, how do we learn what is the difference between degrees? Okay, that's basically by distinguishing that decrees are done in a very different. There are few basic parameters that we have to keep in mind. Number one, they are done in a very different tone. It's a commanding tone. Okay. Number two, we have to visualize our problem. If I have a problem in my relationship with my wife, and whatever the whole situation, I visualize that problem. Okay. And number three, we surround and during the visualization we also surround ourselves with the 9 feet of diameter. You can use that as diameter. It's basically 9 feet in width and 9 feet in height. A vessel of violet flame. And then violet flame is a fire of violet color. I am not good in imagining, so if you are not good in imagine that you are imagining. Okay, but do that. You can do it. Everybody can do it. Imagine that you and your situation is in a 9 feet of diameter of sphere of violet flame, and inside that there is a concentric one more sphere of white light, cosmic white light. Okay, diamond white light, and you are inside that. And okay, so you are inside the diamond white light of 6 feet of diameter of a sphere, and then that is encapsulated within a sphere which is concentric sphere. On the outside of the the white light, that is a violet color sphere, and you have your situation in hand with you. It's simple. I'm just trying to explain you, and that is why it sounds a little more lengthy, but you just imagine it. That simple as that. Yeah. Imagine your situation surrounded into these two spheres, and then you speak these words in a commanding tone. I will, maybe if we get a chance, I will explain you. And then basically you are commanding, you are demanding to God that this is what you want. And there are many decrees. There are hundreds of decrees that you can do, and we must do, because these are very different times, and I'll explain you why. So that's what we do. How we practice true love is by doing decrees, by doing God's work, by listening to meditation. Let me play a meditation for you, which will give you a very good understanding. Let me know if you hear this meditation. I'm just going to be playing in a moment. Are you with me so far? Come on, let me see a thumbs up. Yeah. Yes. Okay. Good. Yeah. Radhika, have you left, Radhika? I think she wants to go to her family lunch. Okay. So far, so good. Okay. You're welcome to watch this later if you wish to leave. It's fine. Not a problem. So I'm playing a small meditation. It's a 9 minutes meditation, so you can feel free to close your eyes if you would. That's perfectly fine. Okay. And here it goes.
Beloved mighty I Am presence from the heart of God in the great central sun. O thou central sun, show us our souls, now in thy great cosmic mirror of selflessness. Reveal to us then that which must disappear and be removed from us by the ruby ray angels. Draw around that image now the perfect design by the hand of the great artist of our divine reality. Now as we see the divine image as a line drawing superimposed upon our image in that cosmic mirror, we make our vow to divine love, to stand with love, to be in love, to know love, to embody love, to teach love, to express love, to expand love, to exalt love, to invoke love, to raise up love. To be in this self-clearance now, we call with fervor to the Lords of the Seven Rays and the Holy Spirit to come unto you now for this great deliverance of all burdens on the physical heart, in the four lower bodies, and in the chakra. Please turn to the I Am the Light of the Heart mantra. This is a self-clearance, for as you affirm the light of the heart shining in the darkness, it consumes as the all-consuming sacred fire of the I am that I am. Moses said, our God is a consuming fire. This consuming fire of God that is where we are is the fire of the ruby ray, burning and consuming all and every force of anti-love. In the name of Saint Germain, by the authority of the full manifestation of his causal body and purple fiery heart superimposed upon our heart, we say,
You can read this from the screen.
I am the light of the heart, shining in the darkness of being, and changing all into the golden treasury of the mind of Christ. I am projecting my love out into the world, to erase all errors and to break down all barriers. I am the power of infinite love, amplifying itself until it is victorious, world without end. I am the light of the heart, shining in the darkness of being, and changing all into the golden treasury of the mind of Christ. I am projecting my love out into the world, to erase all errors and to break down all barriers. I am the power of infinite love, amplifying itself until it is victorious, world without end. I am the light of the heart, shining in the darkness of being and changing all into the golden treasury of the mind of Christ. I am projecting my love out into the world to erase all errors and to break down all barriers. I am the power of infinite love, amplifying itself until it is victorious, world without end. I am the light of the heart, shining in the darkness of being and changing all into the golden treasury of the mind of Christ. I am projecting my love out into the world to erase all errors and to break down all barriers. I am the power of infinite love, amplifying itself until it is victorious, world without end. I am the light of the heart, shining in the darkness of being and changing all into the golden treasury of the mind of Christ. I am projecting my love out into the world to erase all errors and break down all barriers. I am the power of infinite love, amplifying itself until it is victorious, world without end. I am the light of the heart, shining in the darkness of being and changing all into the golden treasury of the mind of Christ. I am projecting my love out into the world to erase all errors and to break down all barriers. I am the power of infinite love, amplifying itself until it is victorious, world without end. I am the light of the heart, shining in the darkness of being and changing all into the golden treasury of the mind of Christ. I am projecting my love out into the world to erase all errors and to break down all barriers. I am the power of infinite love, amplifying itself until it is victorious, world without end. I am the light of the heart, shining in the darkness of being and changing all into the golden treasury of the mind of Christ. I am projecting my love out into the world to erase all errors and to break down all barriers. I am the power of infinite love, amplifying itself until it is. I am the light of the heart, shining in the darkness of being and changing all into the golden treasury of the mind of Christ. I am projecting my love out into the world to erase all errors and to break down all barriers. I am the power of infinite love, amplifying itself until it is victorious, world without end. O God, we vow to Thee this heart to be the cup of love, to be the sacred heart, the immaculate heart. Purify our hearts, O God. Purify our hearts, O God. O crystal rays from the hearts of the 7 Chohans, as Thou didst charge the crystals, now so charge these hearts of living flame. Charge us with Thy crystal light. 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 Charge us with Thy crystal light.
You can speak along
Charge
with
us
her.
with Thy crystal light.
Charge
us with Thy crystal light. Charge us with Thy crystal light. Charge us with Thy crystal light. Charge us with thy crystal light. Charge us with thy crystal light. Charge us with thy crystal light. Charge us with thy crystal light. Charge us with thy crystal light. Charge us with thy crystal light. Charge us with thy crystal light. Charge us with thy crystal light. Charge us with thy crystal light. Charge us with thy crystal light. Charge us with thy crystal light. Charge us with thy crystal light. Charge us with thy crystal light. Charge us with thy crystal light. Charge us with thy crystal light. Charge us with thy crystal light. Charge us with thy crystal light. Charge us with thy crystal.
So, Prakash, were you not able to follow the whole of uh, the session of meditation, or just the ending part of it?
No, I am following. I am sitting in meditation.
Were you able to hear
What
the
you
sound?
said, 9 minutes. Yes, I am able to hear. Initially, I am not able to hear,
Okay.
but after 1-2 minutes, I am able to hear that.
And what about Basma? Were you
But
able to hear the whole meditation?
Oh, how slow the sound kept coming and going.
Oh, okay. I'm not so sure why this happened. What I would do is I would paste this meditation, and I will share a document, and I'll paste this meditation in that, and I'll share the link, so you can go through it, at your own pace. This is a meditation by Saint Germain, and there are a couple of others which have been shared by Saint Germain, and this is called as a heart meditation. And the reason why we do this and a couple of other meditations and decrees is so that it can help us to increase the pink flame of our threefold flame, and that is the sole purpose. The idea is that we, help. This helps us to increase, as I was telling, this helps us to increase our true love. Okay, that was the main intention of this. Now, there are other two plumes also, the yellow plume and the blue plume, and we need to work on all the three. Yeah, but today's topic is only associated in particular about the love, which is a pink flame. So we will, continue to focus on that. So again, building upon the learning how to practice true love, building upon to gain more and more insight and knowledge to practice true love from the God's eye perspective. What is true love? Okay, we must first know how our psychology works. Okay, how the negative imprints of our electronic belt. Electronic belt is a area which is the below the the navel. So where we usually we tie our belt. If we wear a pant or a jean or whatever, we tie a belt. It's usually below the navel area. So this area onwards is called as the electronic belt. From starting from from the navel up till the our feet is called as electronic belt. And what happens is that around the electronic belt is wrapped all the past life karma of cause, effect, record, and memory. Okay, so we have negative imprints all around our electronic belt, which is wrapped around with all the negative karma from this and from earlier lifetimes. So we need to cast out that from our body. How do we do that? Well, we must first know that only ascended masters teachings, they have spoken about this subject, and no one else has ever spoken about it because they never knew about it. Now the ascended master teachings, they might sound to be new in our vocabulary, but we have been almost I would say misinformed by you could say them as false false ascended master hierarchy, if you would like to, or false messengers through various channelings and all that. But from the from the eyes of or from the eyes of God and from the words of ascended masters, the only given which have been only given to us through Elizabeth Clare and through Mark Prophet uh, in the Summit Lighthouse. And the reason is this has been given through these two messengers is because they had been prepared from lifetimes to lifetimes. Mark Prophet was father of Jesus, John, and Elizabeth Clare Prophet in her maybe almost 20,000 years ago. She was one of the she was a queen in near I don't remember exactly the location, but I've you know read about her in my previous lectures also. She was a queen of one very important place, and in the last many lifetimes which she has also shared, she has made a lot of contributions. So they have been a lot of contributions in bringing forth the word of God, basically in telling people the truth that I am God, bringing forth this truth and doing the work of God. So they have been involved in doing and they have been prepared from lifetimes to lifetimes to do this work. And that is why they were able to receive this information from ascended masters in their physical body and deal with all the negative forces and then yet protect themselves and pass this message to to the human race. Now, that is all I wanted to say. And these teachings we need to continue to learn because this information is a vast ocean of knowledge and it's already prevalent. It's available on the Summit Lighthouse website. And there are, I think there are more than 58 centers all over the globe of Summit Lighthouse. And, we are welcome to visit them and learn from them. In India, there's a Theosophical Society headquartered in um, Tamil Nadu. Yeah, in Chennai, I think. So, and there are other places also. They have the offices, I think, in Delhi and some more places. Now, coming back to the whole concept that I was sharing with you, to practice true love, ascended masters have told us to learn the strategy of the enemy, to learn who is the enemy and what is the strategy of the enemy. So, I'm going to be talking about one concept which is called as the enemy within and enemy without. So tell me if you have heard about this concept. Have you heard about it? If you have, please unmute and just share. Okay. So enemy, let's talk about enemy without. So within and without simply means without is the enemy which we experience around us, and within is the enemy which we experience within us as it is self-explanatory. So within and enemy within means 98% of the mass consciousness is negative. Okay, they have a negative outlook. By the way, we also are the part of that consciousness, and we are, you, me, some of us who are still striving to make an effort to get into the first 2%. So it's a long process, right? We are striving to be different, and like we are trying to adapt good habits and good methods of doing things. But we are always, I'm using this word many times, but it's important. That's why I'm using this word. That we are constantly being diverted, constantly being deflected. We are being deflected. We are being diverted. We are being delusioned by whoever we believe in. Okay, and I would use this term as false gurus over here because to 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 learn these teachings we must understand what are these teachings. Because what we have learned is that by doing certain rituals in India, we have been told by taking a dip in the holy Ganga or eating some prasada and doing some donation and some rituals, our karmas can be balanced. It's not true. It will not. It does not. We continue to be enveloped in those dark energies. So we have to make, of course, a lot of changes in our habits and lifestyle for sure, but that's not enough. That's not enough to purify our heart and get rid of the dweller on the threshold. the dweller on the threshold will not allow you to feel pure. You will not be able to do that. We need to understand that. So that's the strategy of the enemy, by showing us a picture of purity, but keeping us engaged in not being pure by doing certain things and playing with our psychology. So we need to do various things. To start with, we need to do a protection decree. Do a protection decree, and I've shared these. There are so many books that I've shared. If you're part of the group, Ascended Masters group, and let me just share the link of that. Then you can just go inside the description and click on that link, and that will give access to all the books. There are so many books on Ascended Masters. There are so many books on decrees, at least one book which carries more than 300 plus decrees. It's a Bible. It's a Bible of decrees. And there are many books which are small booklets which are on different subjects like creativity and love, and many of those. Okay, so you can just if you wish, you can join the group. Here's the link I have just shared in the chat. Most welcome to join the group. uh, so what I'm telling you is that for you uh, to purify, we must do these decrees. That would really help us. Okay, that's one. Doing seva helps us. So these are few things that we must know, which will help us. We must know what is the strategy of the the enemy. So I was explaining you about the enemy without, which is the external, and let me talk about enemy within. So from Ascended Masters, we have been told that condemnation is a big sin. When we condemn ourselves or others, we do a disservice to mankind. We can only give love if we have love, right? If we love ourselves, we can only love others. Only then we can't love others without that. So we must learn how to increase love within. Let me just continue on, build a little more on this. So Ascended Masters have told us to learn about our enemy and their strategies, and the dweller will not leave us in few days or a month or even a lifetime. But Ascended Masters have told us that it may leave the human body if we, the initiates, keep trying to do decrees intensely. We continue to do our service, which is called as seva, which is unconditional. It is not based upon a condition or a logic. We do it unconditionally. We do it for everybody. We keep learning to give up. We keep learning to forgive others, forgive ourselves. We keep, that's very important. Okay, we don't create more negative karmas by hurting others. And then what happens eventually? The masters, they see this, and they also have our records of our all the records of our past lifetimes and all that. And after all due consideration, and by the grace, we use this word grace, by the grace of God, they give us this grace, and that grace comes to us in increments. So one must strive to come closer to the vibration of ascended masters by doing these things. And the masters in return, how they help us is they take away our negative karmas, and they balance or they transmute these karmas to clear our negative karmas. And it's a very tricky thing because human beings have learned to you know be smarter, but from the lower vibrations, or we call it as lower impulses, that only harms us. So we need to learn to do it in a pure heart, because it's tricky, because our human ego can take over. It can say that I can rule over everything. It doesn't really help, because that's called as karma dodging. So we have to be careful about that. One must stay humble. One must stay in the state of surrender. Not my will, but thy will shall be done. Okay. Now there are many more decrees. Just to name a few, decree number 20.09 from the decree book. If you're part of the group, you already have access to the book, and you can just do this decree. And there are many more which are used to cast out the dweller on the threshold. We can call masters. Anybody can do that because they are not in the physical plane. Okay, they are in the etheric. They exist in the etheric plane. So the way we can connect to them is basically to tune into their vibrations and thoughts. Okay, we can do that by just closing our eyes and picturing them, and then connecting to the higher state of thought, their thoughts. Maybe we can use some dictation, some meditation to do that also. Through writing letters, we can write letters to ascended masters. By making a request to come to our dreams and teach us certain lessons. So all this is possible, and there are many masters who many unascended masters. Okay, so unascended masters, just to name a few, Maha Avatar Babaji and her sister and his sister Mataji, Mother Kuan Yin, Guru Nanak Ji. See, there is a whole lineage of unascended masters. Okay, so by connecting to those, that will really help. What is the imposter of the ascended masters? Many times, there are so many fake masters which exist in the physical plane, and they basically exist in the minus 33 level. So how do we know the trueness of a master, or who is true and who is not? By making a very beautiful request. Okay, and the request is simply, I'll just read that. I have made a note of it. Yeah, this request is nothing but you tell that, you say these words: show me your true color. Okay, when you some people have recorded that I have met this particular master, or that master, that guru, or I've seen this angel. But how do you know that they are true angels? Because they can also take the face. Buddha, when he was on the stage of final enlightenment, he came across a evil monster, or a fallen angel, who was taking a embodiment of a guru, of a saint, who Buddha already knew. But the messages that this fallen angel was giving, of course, in the embodiment of a saint, trying to showcase that he is a saint and he is Buddha's, one of those Buddha's gurus. The messages that he was giving were incorrect. But Buddha, because he was really so well learned, and he had spent lifetimes to reach to this attainment, he could distinguish it. He could see through. So he asked him that, this is what he said: show me your true color. So this is what you have to say: show me your true color, or face the Archangel Michael's sword. Okay, when you say these words, show me your true color, or face the Archangel Michael's sword, the monster or the fallen angel will disappear. If it is a true angel, they will continue to be present. Okay, that's how you do it. Now, also there's a fiat which helps you to really distinguish between a fallen angel and a true master, or a true angel, which you might see in your dream, or which you might encounter physically. Some people have witnessed, recorded doing it. And that simple fiat is nothing but a very quick mantra. This fiat is: thou the all, I the nothing. THOU, thou the all, ALL, I the, the nothing. Thou the all, I the nothing. Thou the all, I the nothing. Now, I must tell you, I don't know if you know this, Jesus Christ, he said this. Okay, these are Jesus Christ's word. Jesus Christ said that if he did not have mighty Astria's decrees, he would not have been able to finish his mission on the planet Earth. And many other ascended masters who have been incarnated on this planet as various embodiments, taking role of different saints of different religions, have recorded saying the same thing. So the decrees are as old as the evolution of the planet. I want you to, remember this. Another thing about the fallen angels. Now, I don't know if you know, but there are different forms of pride, which ascended masters have, shared through Elizabeth and Mark Prophet, through the messengers. And these pride are the enemies. Basically, they are friends of our enemies. Okay, you can say that. But mostly they are very sugar coated, so we can get um, delusional about these pride, different pride facets. Let me tell you some of them. Okay, let me just quickly read. Hold on. Tell me if you identify with any one of them or all of them, how much ever number. I'll just read. There are 62 forms of pride, and listen this carefully. It's very, very important. Okay, it'll take me about few minutes, but let me complete this, and then maybe you can share if you found some of them you possess. I found myself in most of them actually. Self idolatry and idolatry of others, putting people in a hierarchy of who is better than who and more important, and then treating people differently depending on who they are in hierarchy. Prejudging people based on their grooming, dress, color, skin, religion, etc. Changing the way you act depending on who you are talking to. Ignoring the little people. Pride of place or a position. Thinking you are more important than someone else because of the kind of work you do. Thinking that you are better than others. Inordinate self-esteem. Sometimes we have self-worth, self-love, which is very, very, very important as per ascended masters. But there are times when we exceed this habit. We exceed this habit of self-love, and it becomes inordinate. It is not usual, and that is when we call it as inordinate self-love, inordinate self-esteem. Okay, and then putting yourself or someone else down, disdainment attitude and demeanor, nose in the air or looking down your nose at others, patronizing or talking down to others, using words someone doesn't understand, manipulating others to get what you want, controlling situations and not sharing responsibility, thinking you have to do everything because no one else can do it for you, do it better than you, not giving others the opportunity to help or assist you, being unwilling to share your knowledge so that you can maintain control, not being able to work with others, unable to compromise or give in, refusing to change or to consider that you might need to change, shouting or yelling in anger or aggravation, pointing out others' mistakes in a blaming tone, harsh tone, thinking a person should know better, and using a demeaning tone of your voice towards them or about them, using a tone of voice that indicates irritation, sarcasm, always insisting you are right, not admitting you are wrong, having to have the last word, one upmanship, having a sense of self importance, being preoccupied with yourself, always needing to be the center of attention, drawing attention to yourself, talking too much or talking about yourself all the time, thinking others are thinking or talking about you, having a what can you do for me attitude, having a my brother is my keeper attitude, thinking you are above the law or a special son or daughter of God, being easily offended, being overly sensitive or insensitive, not giving yourself or others, not forgiving yourself or others, ingratitude, thoughtlessness, not realizing that you have pride or a problem, spiritual blindness, thinking, being dishonest with yourself and others, taking credit when it is not due, or for others' work or efforts, taking credit when it is not due, and when there was an effort done by others or it was their effort. Bragging, bragging, being vain, looking at yourself in the mirror a lot, displaying your talents, clothes, money, looks, etc. Being over concerned with appearance and other people's opinions, non resolution with God, non surrender to the will of God, not trusting others, God, the messengers and the masters, being a workaholic and wanting praise for all that you do, or accumulating so many tasks that people think you're great because you do so much, needing to rescue others from their problems, overworking yourself, pushing yourself beyond what your body can handle, not taking care of your physical body, or inordinate concern about the care of the body. Inordinate means that inappropriate concern about the care of your body, like over caring, also, you could say. Not paying attention to your inner child, lack of self esteem, feeling unworthy, being insane or acting crazy. So these are the 62 forms of pride, my friends. Share something. Share, Prakash and Basma. Do you relate to this in any form? Or I relate to many of them, in fact. Go ahead. Can you hear me, Prakash, Basma, Rosie? Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Prakash? Basma? Why don't you share? If you can't hear me, then I think this is not working out. Should I disconnect and reconnect? Can you hear me? Hello? Prakash, Basma, am I audible?
Yes, 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 Akash.
All right. Okay. Please acknowledge, because I was feeling that since I am asking and you're not responding, maybe I'm not audible. So did you hear the whole session? I mean, the 62 facets of pride.
Yes.
Mhm.
Last 2 minutes I missed. I was communicating with my family here. I missed 2 minutes.
Mhm. Okay. What about you, Basma? Did you hear the 62 facets of pride? Okay, I think Basma is not sure if she's right now on the screen. But then I just wanted to conclude this and say, Prakash, do you have anything that you'd like to share from these 62 facets of pride? Or Rosie, do you have anything that you would like to share?
Yes, Akash. I too have those prides. Uh, from my childhood, where I brought up and born. I one pride is every time I want to show myself, I want to involve, I want to explore more about myself. like I want to show something to people. After completing the education, I want to show, yes, I am successful man. I got the job. Those kind of, and I'm earning a kind of pride I have, which you spoke about to pride.
Very good.
Many prides I have, I can say.
Very good, Prakash. I really appreciate your honesty because we can't move any further if we live in denial. So that's the first minimum requirement to be honest. Okay.
Hmm.
Rosie, would you like to share anything? You are on chat. You can go ahead and speak. Yeah, I know you're on YouTube, so you can maybe type something there. It's fine. So okay. Anyways, so I think that's the almost in conclusion. I would like to share that we need to know our friends, okay, and how to use the violet flame. So we must know that first three flames are uh, for first three flames are basically for love, for wisdom, and for power. Okay, we must know the right virtues, and we must know who are our friends and who are our enemies. And for that, we must study these first three ways, the God qualities and the God perversions. That will help us to fine tune our qualities and to reduce the perversions. So the ascended masters and the angels, we can ask them to assist and help us. That's a good news, right? How we can ask them? By just talking to them. We can do that. And I would have loved to share something more, but the session has exceeded its time. It was till 2 o'clock. It's almost 2:12. So I would like to conclude this with a small prayer, unless you have any question. Okay, so I'm just going to be concluding it. Let me just quickly open a good prayer. One second. Let me know if you are able to. I will share my screen so that, and then also the audio. Hmm. So do you see the screen? Yeah. So
Yes,
this is
Akash.
the prayer that we will go through now, and make it a little larger.
Hmm. Okay.
This is a sealing
Yeah.
prayer, and
Okay.
I'm going to start now.
Light of the eternal spheres, Elohim of God, beloved Hercules and Amazonia with us, seal us in the Emmanuel, seal us in the light of Sanakumara, seal now the emergent grail of each one, seal the flaming potential of the soul, the heart and the mind, and the physical foundation thereof, the mental, the etheric, and the feeling world. Seal these hearts with living fire. Seal them now as we sing to the Ancient of Days, Sanat Kumara. Fill our grail, fill us now, Sanat Kumara, and let us be a living replica of the chalice of Elohim and of the Ancient of Days. In the name of the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit, and the Mother, we accept it on this hour in full power.
Amen. Was the sound clear, Prakash?
Yes. Yes, Akash. It's very clear.
Okay, so that brings us to the end of today's session. All right, and thank you so much for joining. It was a wonderful opportunity for me personally to be able to help or to be able to show some pathway to introduce you to Ascended Masters teachings and to share a word about them. So thank you for allowing me to do that, and thank you for being so generous in giving your listening and your attention. I do not take it lightly. So thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you,
Thank
Rosie,
you
and
so
thank
much,
you,
Akash.
Basma and Radhika, all the
Really, thank you
viewers.
so
Thank
much
you. Yeah.
for sharing the great knowledge to us. Yeah, thank you.
So have a wonderful rest of the day and the weekend, and good time with your family members. Okay.
Thank you,
Bye bye.
Akash. Wish you the same.
Bye.